So, dito tayo ngayon sa scalar and vector, ano. So, bago tayo mag-solve ng mga problem, so, last time, na-take natin yung measurements, converting of units. Ngayon naman, so, start tayo with scalar and vector. So, kailangan maintindihan natin yung difference between scalar and vector bago tayo mag-solve ng mga complex problems regarding physics, ano. Okay, so what is a scalar? Scalar is a quantity that has a magnitude and usually a unit of measure. So scalars are given in algebraic symbols such as E, T, and V. The familiar rules of algebraic addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division are used to mathematically manipulate scalars. Okay? So when we say scalar, that is a quantity that has a magnitude. Ano? Karaniwang example ng scalar ay, okay, meron tayong distance, di ba? The distance as a magnitude is yung 30 and as a unit. Okay, speed natin, meron siyang magnitude and unit, yung meter per second. Then yung time, meron tayong 15 seconds. Then energy, 2,000 calories, ano? That cal is calories, okay? So, pwede ring joules. Okay, that are the example of scalars. So, tandaan, ang scalar is a quantity that has a magnitude and unit. So, what is the difference with vector, ano? With vector. So, vector is a quantity with magnitude, direction, and usually a unit of measure. Pansinin, ano? Kung yung scalar quantity natin is a quantity that has a magnitude and unit, so ang pinakamalaking pagkakaiba ng scalar sa vector ay yung vector natin merong direction. Okay? So vectors are represented by bold-faced algebraic symbols such as F. So hindi lang makita dito pero naka-bold yan, ano? So F, D, and A, ano? Special rules will be developed to add, subtract, and multiply vectors. Unlike dun sa ating scalar quantities, wherein we can apply basic rules ng algebra, such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So, pwede mong i-apply dito sa scalar. Unlike dyan, yung vectors natin, sa vector quantities, so special yung we have special rules in adding, subtracting, multiplying vectors. Okay? So, vector, magnitude of a vector is scalar. Okay, tatandaan natin na yung magnitude ng vector ay scalar yan. So, that indicates only how large or small the vector is and unit of measure. Okay? So, the magnitude is always either positive number or zero and is represented by the symbol as the vector except that it is not bold-faced. Okay, so tatandaan natin, yung magnitude yung ating vector, so yung magnitude niya is scalar. So, parang nga lang din scalar yung vector. Kaya lang, ang kaibahan niya, meron siyang direction. For example, 30 meters displacement. So, kung itong 30 meters ay walang direction, so isipin natin na yan ay scalar. So, parang distance lang din, ano? So, kaya lang, itong given sa atin, 30 meters displacement vector A, so naka-bold, so that points west. So, okay, ito yung kanyang direction. So, papunta daw sa west. Okay? So, north, south, east, west. And has a magnitude of 30 meters. Okay? So, yung magnitude given, then ito yung ating direction. So, in some examples, so we have a displacement, okay, so 30 meters west. Okay, no? So, ganun yung ating vector. So, some examples of vectors, ano? So, we have displacement. So, pansinin, ano, yung para sa displacement natin, we have 30 meters north. You know, meron siyang direction. Then, velocity. So, velocity natin, we have example 50 meter per second west. Then, force, we have 100 Newton, 60 degrees south of east. Pwedeng ganun, ano? So, then we have an acceleration. So, 12 meter per second squared down, ano? Pwedeng ganyan yung direction. Okay, sa inyo yung mga example ng ating vector. Okay, so now let's have the graphical representation of vector. So vector quantities are often represented graphically by arrows. Okay, so yung ating vector daw ay nire-represent ng arrow. Okay, so yung ating arrow, okay, kasi pwede natin yan ilagay sa isang Cartesian plane, ano? Okay, so halimbawa ito yung ating vector. So yung kanyang arrowhead, that denotes the direction, no? Kung saan pupunta yung ating vector. Then the length of the arrow, so that denotes the magnitude, ano? Yan yung magnitude ng ating vector. For example, yan si A. Okay? So halimbawa, so meron tayo ngayong Cartesian plane. So pwede kasi natin ilagay sa Cartesian plane ng vector, pinaplot natin doon, ano? So meron tayong Cartesian plane ulit. Ay, piling na naman. Hirap mag-drawing. Okay. So, halimbawa, so, y and x diyan, di ba? So, halimbawa, meron tayong vector, burahin ko lang ito isa. Okay. So, halimbawa, meron tayong displacement vector na, so, 30 meters, 45 degrees, okay, pwedeng ganyan, or pwedeng southeast, ganun, ano? Or north of south, ano? Or north of east. Okay, north of east. Ibig sabihin, galing ka ng east, tataas ka ng 45 degrees so puntang north, ano? So, paano natin i-represent into vector the vector by an arrow, ano? So, draw tayo ng line. So, galing daw tayo, okay, ang direction niya ay 45 degrees north of east. So, kung ito yung north mo, south, tapos east, then west. Pwedeng ganyan, ano? So, galing ka dito sa iyong east or yung positive x-axis. So, mag-move ka ng 40 degrees pataas. Okay. Then, ito ngayon ang iyong displacement vector. Sabihin natin yung length na yan, for example, that length is 30 meters. Okay. Another example, diba, meron kang force. So, you have 10 newtons, 90 degrees. So, pwedeng ganyan, ano? Paano naman yan, ano? Gawa lang tayo ulit Cartesian plane. Okay. So, alam natin yung 90 degrees ito. So, positive y-axis. So, gawa lang tayo ng, okay, mag-plot lang tayo ng arrow. Oh, ito. Iba yung kulay, no? Oh, ito yung ating vector. Sabihin natin yung length na yan ay 10, ano? Halimbawa, yung length na yan ay 10 newton. Yan ang magnitude niya. So, ganun lang mag-plot, ano? Okay. So, pwede ngayon tayo mag-add or subtract ng vector. Add or subtract. So, paano tayo mag-add or subtract ng vector? So, pwede tayo graphical method, ano? So, using graphical method, so, paano natin i-add, ano? Halimbawa, you have displacement vector na 30 meters east, then another displacement vector, so 20 meters north. Okay, so plot muna natin. So unang method, okay, Cartesian plane tayo, okay? So unang method, pwede tayong mag head to tail method, ano? Okay, so using head to tail method, so plot muna natin yung D1, ano? So we have D1 or yung displacement natin 30 meters east. So halimbawa, ito yung 30 meters natin. So tandaan, kung mag-graphical method tayo, so dapat ay accurate ang ating measurement. For example, mag-let tayo ng value or ng scale, ano? Magagamit tayo ng scale. For example, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 Newton, pwedeng ganun, ano? So, ipa-plot natin. For this example, dahil computer yung gamit ko, so, tatansyahin ko na lang, ano? So, for example, this is 30 meters, or this is D1, ano? Displacement 1, ano? So, yung sinasabi nating head to tail method, susundan lang natin yung pinaka-head ng unang arrow natin. Duduktungan lang natin. Okay? So, yung unang arrow natin, or yung unang vector natin ay pinlat, yung D1, that is 30 meters directed east. So, yung susunod nating vector, D2, so, iduduktong lang natin dito. Okay? Head to tail method. So, we have 20 meters north. Okay? So, kung kukunin natin yung vector sum niyan, okay? So, kung vector sum, so ito yun. Okay? Yun yung total displacement. Paano ngayon natin kukunin? So, kung pansinin, nakabuo tayo ng arrow. Ng right triangle. Arrow tuloy. Okay? So, paano natin kukunin yung sum or yung total displacement? So, kung right triangle yan, we can solve that by Pythagorean theorem. So, this is the resultant displacement, ano? Or resultant vector. So, to solve that, so, since yan ay right triangle, so we have the resultant vector or resultant displacement. So, that will be equal to the square root of d1 squared plus d2 squared. Okay? So, ang mahalaga dito, yung ating magnitude na lang, ano? So, square root of, so yung d1 natin, that is 30 meters squared plus 20 meters squared. So, by that, we can solve, no? So, gamit tayong calculator. So, square root of 30 squared plus 20 squared. So, that is equal to 36.0555. So, we can write 36.1. So, the resultant is 36.1 meters. So, yun yung resultant natin, ano? Okay. So, kung magsusubtract ka naman, paano? So, same lang din, ano? Okay. So, yung isa ko pang sinasabi, yung graphical method. Okay. So, using, like, parang lang din to yung sa pagpa-plot natin ng points, sa Cartesian plane. Diba? Pwedeng graphical method ang gamitin sa hanap ng roots, yung sa ating Math 113, sa basic math natin, ano? So, halimbawa, pinlat mo itong vector na ito. So, gamit ang scale, then pinlat mo rin ito. To find the resultant vector, so gagamit ka ng ruler. Susukatin mo itong length na to. So, yun ang iyong magiging resultant. Kung ano yung susukat mo gamit ang iyong ruler. Okay. So, gano'n lang naman kadali, ano? Kung halimbawa, so ito yung example na to. So, ito yung gamit. Kapag halimbawa ang vector mo, so, maglalay sa 0, doon sa ating mga quadrantal angle, ano? So, 0, 90, 180, or gaya 270. Kapag ka nandun, kasi lagi nakakabuo lang tayo ng right triangle. Okay? So, pwedeng ganito, no? So, another method. So, another method is the parallelogram law. Parallelogram law. Parallelogram law tuloy. Parallelogram, tama ba spelling ko? Parallelogram method. Okay? So, halimbawa, meron ka ngayong vector. So, halimbawa, ito yung Cartesian plane natin. So, meron ka ngayong vector. Halimbawa, dalawa. Okay, so ito yung isa mong vector. So, vector, ito yung vector 1. Halimbawa, sabihin natin displacement ulit, d1. Tapos, ito yung isang vector. Halimbawa, nandito. Sabihin natin nandito na lang para madali. Okay? So, isa nandyan. So, alam natin yung direction ng vector 1 natin, So, this is d2. Okay, syempre kung itong vector na to, alam natin yung direction niya, meron tayong angle dyan. Okay, so using parallelogram method, how do we get the resultant vector? The sum of d1, okay, dr, for the resultant vector is equal to, so d1, so this denotes vector, kapag meron tayong arrow, plus d2, Okay. So, paano natin kukunin ngayon using parallelogram method? Okay. So, madali lang yan. Para ka lang mag-cosine law. Okay. So, ito tayo ngayon. Ang hinahanap natin, yung resultant ng dalawa. So, paano? So, galing ka dito ngayon kay displacement 1 or D1. Okay. Ipo-project mo ito. Itong line na ito. In color. So, okay. So, magdo-drawing tayo ngayon ng projection ng line na ito or ng arrow na ito. So, galing ka kay D1, drawing ka. 1. So, kapag ka magpo-project, ibig sabihin, kokopyahin mo yung length and direction nung arrow na ito or nung line na ito. Okay? Kokopyahin lang natin yung direction. So, ito siya, sabihin natin yan, Yung length, so, paano natin mapuputol? Okay, paano natin matutukoy yung length niya? Okay, so, yung both vectors natin, we need to project. Okay, so ito, pinroject natin dito sa taas, Then, itong vector na ito, yung D1, so dito naman tayo sa head ni, or sa arrowhead ni vector 2 or ni displacement 2, ipoproject natin yung vector na D1. So, galing dito, kokopyahin lang natin yung direction. Sabihin natin accurate yung drawing ko, So, yun, doon nag-cross. So, we're basically drawing a parallelogram. Okay, then, saan natin kukunan yung ating dr? Okay, so yung ating resultant, So, we are going to draw, so, ito intersection niya ng ating dalawang projection line, or projected vector line. So, mula sa ating origin, magdodrawing tayo ng what? Ng arrow. Okay? So, yun yung ating magiging resultant vector. So, galing sa origin hanggang sa intersection ng projected lines or arrows. So, yun yung ating magiging resultant vector or yung ating displacement vector, So, paano ngayon natin kukunin? Okay, so, kung naalala pa yung cosine law, di ba? So, kung meron kang dalawang, so this obviously an oblique triangle. Okay, so this angle is greater than 90 degrees. So, pangalan natin angle phi. So, paano natin solve? So, we need this side. Okay, then we need this side. Okay, so this one is obviously that is equal to D1 also kasi projected lines yan. So, kung naalala, pag nag-project tayo, kinokopya lang natin yung length and yung direction. So, since this is projected arrow of D1, so that is also equal to D1. Then, ito naman, obviously, D2 yan, So, kung solve natin, we need this angle. Okay, the angle between D2 and D1. Okay? So, kung papansinin, paano natin masosolve? Okay, so we have cosine law. So, by cosine law, using cosine law, so we have dr is equal to d1 squared plus d2 squared So this is square also. Minus 2d1 d2 cosine and yung angle between dun sa ating d1 and d2. Okay, so paano ngayon natin kukunin yung angle na ito? So given ba yan? So galing dito, kung napapansin, itong angle na ito ngayon, meron tayo, di ba? Yan yung angle theta natin. So obviously, this angle is equal to this angle. Okay? And this angle is equal to this angle. So parang magge-geometry ka lang. Kung halimbawa, meron kang parallelogram, di ba? So itong angle na to equal to dito. At itong angle na ito equal siya dito. Di ba? Yun yung characteristics ng parallelogram. So kung ito ay theta, this is also theta. So how do we get this phi? Sabihin natin angle phi. So summation ng angle, so we have 360 para sa sum of all interior angles ng parallelogram. So we have 2 theta plus 2 phi. Okay? So madaling-madali lang yan. Solve natin yung phi. So ibabawas lang natin. Okay, lipat lang yung 2 theta sa kabila. So we have 2 phi now is equal to 360 minus 2 theta. Then we divide both sides by 2. Okay, ganun lang kadali. So we have phi is equal to 360 minus 2 theta all over 2. Okay, so this is not a formula naman. Okay, so diskarte lang sa pagkuha ng angle, ano? So ang phi na to, yung makukuha natin, so yun yung gagamitin natin dito sa ating cosine law. Okay, so now let's solve, ano? Let's solve an example. Okay, so halimbawa meron tayong d1 is equal to 360, 35, ano sabihin natin, 35 meters, 50 degrees, and we have d2 negative, sabihin natin negative 10, o sabihin natin 10 na lang, ano, 10 kasi meron siyang direction eh. Okay, 10 meters, lakayan natin konti, 40 meters, ayan, 40 meters, so this is 50 degrees. So gawin natin itong maganda, 50, so 180 degrees. Okay, so plot natin, ano? So yung ating D1 daw, okay. So yung D1 natin 35, nandito siyang gawin 50 degrees, ano? So 35, sabihin natin ito. So this is 35, okay, this is 50 degrees. Okay, so this is D1. Then we have 40 meters, 180 degrees. So ito siya, no? Bengi kulay, Ito daw yung ating D2. So this is 40 degrees, 40 meters, okay, 180 degrees. Kung malinaw sa atin. Then we project lines, ano? So copy lang natin yung direction and yung magnitude. So itong D1, galing ka dito sa D2, project mo lang to. Okay, so yan muna yung ating graph. Then meron tayo ngayong projection dito. Po-project natin yung D2 galing kay D1, okay? So siya ay horizontal line lang, ano? So yun yung intersection nilang dalawa. So sa makatwid, ang ating resultant vector ay ito. Coming from origin, papunta rito sa intersection ng dalawa. Okay? So this is the resultant vector or displacement. D sub r. So paano natin kukunin? So we can use D1 and D2, ano? So ano ngayon tong angle na to? So angle phi. Okay, kung ito ay 50 degrees, so ilan ngayon to? Okay, so i-trace muna natin. So paano natin kukunin yung angle na yan. Okay, so this angle is equal to this angle. So, phi rin ito, di ba? So, wala tayo ngayon ito kasi nasa labas yung ating 50, pero pwede nating matrace. So, kung itong angle na ito, mula dito, pansinin, ano? Bali ganito kasi drawing, i-redraw ko lang ha. Ganito yung parallelogram natin. Okay, so ito mula dito, kasi yung vector, di ba? So, mula dito, 50 degrees ka. Tapos, andito yung iyong y-axis, positive y. So, mula dito, sa positive y-axis, papunta kay negative x-axis, yan ay 90 degrees. So, kung alam mo yung angle na to, makukuha mo yung total angle mula dito sa ating negative x-axis, papunta kay vector d1. So, kung ito ay 40, kung ito ay 50, alam natin yung buo na yan, 90, di ba? So, this will be 40 degrees. So, 90 plus 40, that will be equal to 130. So, sa makatwid, itong angle na ito, ibahin ko yung kulay para makita. So, itong angle na ito, so this angle, from negative x-axis hanggang sa ating vector d1, that is simply equal to 130 degrees. Okay, so 90 plus yung 40, so 130 degrees. So this one, so this angle is also 130 degrees. Kailangan natin itong angle na ito, or ito. Okay, so napakadali lang. Dito pa lang, kuha na natin itong angle na to actually. So kahit hindi na natin kunin to. So pakita natin kung paano gagamitin to, okay? So kung yung dalawang angle mo, okay, so angle phi now is equal to, so 360 minus 2 times yung angle natin, yung 130, all over 2. So we have phi is equal now to 360 minus 260, that is 100, all over 2, that is equal to 50 degrees. Okay, so yun yung ating magiging angle. Okay, so actually, kung magaling ka sa geometry, kita mo na agad, ano? So, kung itong angle na to, pansin ano, ito lang din yan eh. Okay? So, ito lang din, ano? Kasi parallel ka dyan, ano? Yung, itong line na to, projected line ito. Okay? Kaya kung ano yung angle mo dito, okay? Yun lang din yung angle mo dito. So, geometry lang yun, ano? So, pinakita ko lang din na halimbawa, mahina-hina ka sa geometry. So, merong paraan, ano? Gamitin mo lang yung characteristic ng parallelogram. Pero, i-analyze mo lang yung figure, yung parallelogram, masosolve mo na. So, halimbawa, kung ito 50, kung di mo agad nakita, so ito pala ay 40, right triangle ka dyan. So, kung 40 to, 90, so 180 lang total niyan, di ba? So, ito, 50 lang din to. Okay. So, gamitin natin ngayon yung cosine law. So, we have now yung ating resultant displacement that will be equal to square root of d1 squared. Sorry, mali. So, we have now dr. So, square root of, so d1 squared plus d2 squared minus 2d1 d2 cosine phi. So, we have dr is equal to square root of, so d1 natin is 35 squared plus d2 natin, that is 40 squared minus 2 times 35 times 40 times cosine, so 50 degrees. Okay, so solving now using calculator. Solve natin. So we have okay. So solving, we have 35 degrees, 35 squared plus 40 squared minus 2 times 35 times 40 times cosine 50. Okay, so yun, we have 32.02. So we have 32.02 meters. So kung kukunin natin yung ating resultant vector, so using parallelogram law, so ito lang siya. Okay? Sana nasundan yung part na yan, ano? So let's have another example. Okay, another method is the component method, ano? Component method. Okay. So, ibig sabihin lang nito, okay, for example, you have this vector. So, this vector is not horizontal or vertical line, ano? Kung ito ang yung Cartesian plane, Cartesian plane mo ito. So, meron kang ganitong vector. So, yung vector ngayon na yan, okay, so hindi siya vertical or horizontal. O yung direction niya. Kasi meron kang theta. Okay, ang sinasabi dito sa component method. Okay, so we can get the components of that, or that vector has components. Okay, so kung project natin itong line na to, or itong arrow na to dito sa x-axis. So that will be the x component of that vector. So for example, that is vector A. So this length, okay, from origin to the x-axis. Okay, so that is the x component. Okay, then this obviously is the y component of the vector. Okay, so ganun lang yung paghahati-hati. So paano ngayon natin kukunan yung x component and y component of that particular vector A? So kung napapansin, nakabuo na naman tayo ng right triangle. Okay, so if that is a right triangle, so we can use SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so if we're going to solve for a sub x, or the x component, so we have a sub x, okay, opposite, adjacent. Okay, so we have cosine theta is equal to adjacent side, that is a sub x, all over hypotenuse yung ating vector na a. Solving for a sub x, okay, cross multiply lang. A sub x now is equal to a times cosine theta. So ganun lang kadali, no? Yung pag breakdown ng component. Kung naka-vector A siya, nandun siya sa kanyang direction, kung kukunin natin yung part niya na x and yung part niya na y, so ganito lang, ano? So for a sub x, or x component, so you multiply a with the cosine theta. Yung theta, yung direction ng ating vector a. Then, to solve for a sub y, or the y component, so we have sine theta. So kung sine theta natin, that is the opposite over hypotenuse. And in this example, yung ating opposite side ay yung a sub y. So we have a sub y all over a. To solve for a sub y, we have a sub y is equal to a times sine theta. Okay? So hindi kasi tayo pwedeng mag-add diretso ng vector, lalo kung magkakaiba siya ng direction. So kung halimbawa same direction lang siya, di ba? Pwede nating i-add. Pero kung halimbawa opposite direction, so opposite na ganyan, subtraction lang tayo. Lalo kung yan ay vertical or horizontal lang naman. No, subtraction, addition, di ba? Kaya lang, kung halimbawa ang vector mo, ang direction niya ay neither vertical or horizontal. So we use yung parallelogram law, head to tail method, which is the graphical method nga. Or we can use this component method. So halimbawa, meron tayo ngayon dalawang vector. So we have another example. For example, we have this Cartesian plane. Tapos meron ka ngayong vector. So you have two vectors. So ito isa. Tapos Ito ngayon yung isa. Then another vector is directed here. So how do we get the resultant, ano? For example, these two vectors are displacement vector. So what will be the resultant displacement? Okay? So yung hinahanap nating resultant displacement, okay, how to solve? Okay. So to solve for the resultant, so we get the summation or the x component of the resultant. Okay? So the resultant is the summation of x component of vector, of that vector. Okay? So kung halimbawa we have a, so r. Okay? Sabihin natin summation of vectors or x component of vectors. So we have the resultant or the x component of the resultant. Then we need also the total or the resultant y, ano? So that is the summation of y components of that vector. So paano yun, ano? So using these two resultant components, okay, so to get the total resultant vector, so magiging sum kasi yan, ano, ng x and y components. Okay, for example, these are the x components, x sub 1 and x sub 2. Then you have the summation of y components, y sub 1 and y sub 2, di ba? Okay, so magkakaroon ka ngayon ng resultant vector. So ito yon, yung hinahanap natin. So makakabuo ka ng right triangle. So obviously, you can use again Pythagorean theorem. So we have r sub x squared plus r sub y squared. Okay, then that will be your resultant. So paliwanag pa natin paano mangyayari, no? So kukunin natin yung x component. For example, this is vector A and vector B. So sila ay parehas, merong x and y component. So ganito yung ibig sabihin, ano? So ito yung x component. So ito yung a sub x. And ito yung y component ni A. So dito naman sa vector B, so ito yung kanyang y component. Sorry, mali akong drawing. Mali ng sulat. Halimbawa, ito yung y component ni vector B, so b sub y naman ngayon yan. Then, ito yung x component ni B, ano? Mula dito hanggang dito. Okay? So, pansinin, ha? So, kung component method tayo, so we get the sum of the x component and the y components, ano? So, to get the sum of all components, okay. So, pansinin, ano? Yung x component mo parehas papuntang kanan. So, you can add a sub x plus b sub x. Okay, so ganun lang, ano? Then, para sa ating y component, ng ating resultant vector, so we have b sub x and, okay, sorry, mali. So, para sa ating y component, so pansinin, ano? Yung isa nating component, pataas, yung component ni vector A, yung y component niya. And yung kay vector B naman, pababa, ano? Papunta sa baba. Obviously, ano? Papunta naman talaga sa baba yung vector B natin, no? So we have opposite signs. Okay, so we can subtract B to A, ano? So we have A sub Y minus A sub, sorry. So this is B sub Y. Okay, so we have A sub Y minus B sub Y. Okay, so mas mainam, mag-draw tayo ng, kapag gumagawa tayo ng ganito, magdo-draw tayo ng free body diagram. Okay, so halimbawa, ito yung Cartesian plane mo. We are solving for the summation of x. Okay, so ito ngayon, halimbawa, x sub 1, ay a sub x. Tapos, kung halimbawa, pakanan din, o din, duktong mo lang dyan. Duktong mo lang yung vector B, x component the vector B. So, this is b sub x. Okay, so makikita mo na ipag-a-added mo sila. Then, for a sub y, okay, so nakita natin, pataas siya, no? So, A sub y, ito. A sub y. Then, we have B sub y, pababa. So, papunta sa baba. Okay, so nakita natin, opposite direction. So, we are going to subtract. So, this is B sub y. Okay, so ganun lang, ano? After you get the total or summation of x and y components, you use this formula or equation. So, to get the r, so you apply Pythagorean theorem. So, bakit? So, kagaya ng sabi ko, magkakaroon ka ng resultant x and y. So, ito, yung magiging sum nito. Then, yung difference itong dalawa. So, makakabuo ka ng right triangle. Okay? So, x and y component lang naman yan. Diba? So, let's have an example. So, for example, you have vector na maganda. So, we have A. Sabihin natin this is a force vector. So, we have 50 newtons, 30 degrees, and vector B is 20 newtons. Tapos, gawin natin ano magandang angle. So, 200 degrees. Okay, kung ipa-plot natin ngayon, sabihin natin ito yung vector A. So, ito yung vector A halimbawa. So, 30 degrees tayo dyan. Vector A. Then, we have vector B. Si vector B daw ay 20 newton, 200 degrees. Kung 180 to, nandito ko sa third quadrant. So, ito ngayon si vector B. Okay. Ano yung magiging resultant mo? Okay. So, vector B. So, this is 200 degrees. Okay. So, kung mula dito, sa positive x hanggang negative x ay 180. So, dito, 20 degrees ka na lang. Okay. So, ganun lang, ano? Now, let's get the x and y components. So, begin with. Okay. So, for x and y components, ni vector A. So, A sub x. Then, A sub y. Sorry. This is A sub x. Then, this is A sub y. Okay. So, meron tayong right triangle. So, A sub x now will be equal to, so this is the adjacent side, opposite, adjacent. So, we have A sub x is equal to A times cosine 30 degrees. Okay, so we have magnitude ng A, that is 50 Newton, cosine 30 degrees. Solving, we have now 50 cosine 30. So that is equal to 43.3. So this is 43.3 Newton, ano? X component. Then, we have for A sub y, so sine theta. So we have A times sine theta or sine 30. So A is equal to 50, ano, yung magnitude ng ating A. So sine 30 natin, sine 30 is 1/2. Okay? So pero para sure, calculator na natin. 50 times sine 30, this will be equal to 25. So we have 25 Newton for A sub y. Okay na, no? So kunin naman ngayon natin yung x and y components ni vector B. Okay? So, B sub y, then B sub x. I-redraw lang natin, ano? Medyo maliit eh. So, ito ngayon yung ating triangle. So, this is 20 degrees daw. I-resolve natin yan. We have 20 degrees and this is B sub x. Then, this is B sub y. Okay, so, to solve for B sub x, opposite, adjacent ka ulit yung B sub x. So, cosine lang ulit, ano? So, B sub x is equal now to B cosine 20. Okay, hindi laging kung ano yung direction dito, yun yung gagamitin mo. Nagkataon lang dito sa 30 degrees, ano? Dahil, ayun na siya, no? Nakabuo ka na ng right triangle. So, pero kung halimbawa, greater than 180 siya or 90 degrees, so, i-resolve mo muna, no? Analyze mo kung ano yung kailangan or angle na dapat mong gamitin. So, we have now b sub x is equal to b cosine 20. So, yung ating b, that is 20 Newton. Yung magnitude niya times yung cosine 20 degrees. Okay, b sub x will be equal to, so 20 Newton, 20 cosine 20, that is equal to 18.8. 18.8 Newton. Now, for the b sub y, so we have b times sine 20. So this will be equal to 20 sine 20. So we have 20 sine 20. Solve natin. So we have 6.84. So this is 6.84 Newton. So b sub y. Okay, so now, how do we get the resultants? Ano? So, una natin gagawin, let's draw a free body diagram. Okay? So, drawing for the resultant x. So, drawing tayo ng Cartesian plane ulit. So, ito yung ating a sub x, papuntang kanan. A sub x. Then, yung b sub x ay papuntang kaliwa. Okay, papunta rito yung b sub x. Yung direction niya, no? So, b sub x. So, para naman sa ating y component, yung ating a sub y papunta sa taas. So, dito ka, nakadirect. So, a sub y. At ang iyong b sub y papunta sa ilalim, sa ibaba, ano? So, dito ka ngayon. So, this is b sub y. So, to get the r sub x, or yes, r sub x, so we get the summation, okay? So, we have a sub x minus b sub x. So, paano natin nalaman yung sign? O kung papunta sa kanan, positive. Kung papunta sa kaliwa, negative. Okay? Then, dito naman sa y component, kung papunta sa taas, positive. Kung papunta sa baba, negative. Okay, so r sub x natin will be equal to, okay, a sub x, that is 43.3 Newton, minus ating b sub x will be equal to 18.8 Newton. So we have r sub x is equal to, r sub x will be equal to, so 43.3 minus 18.8. So 24.5 Newton. So yun yung ating x component resultant. So positive, ano? So pwede itong mag-negative. So this only denotes that kung mag-positive yung x component, papunta sa kanan yung resultant mo. Kung mag-negative naman, so papunta sa kaliwa yung resultant. Okay, so yun lang ibig sabihin nun. So r sub y naman, resultant tayo. So ipupula ko lang, r sub x. Okay, for r sub y, we have, okay, r sub y will be equal to, so a sub y minus b sub y. So same concept. Bakit naging positive? Kasi yung a sub y natin papunta sa taas. Then yung b sub y papunta sa baba. So nag-negative siya ngayon. So a sub y natin is 25 Newton minus b sub y is 6.84. Okay, so r sub y will be equal now to, so we have 25 minus 6.84. So that will be equal to 18.16. 18.16. So, re-redraw ko lang, ano? So, ito ngayon yung triangle ng resultant. So, for example, this is the this is the Cartesian plane. Re-draw lang natin, okay? So, ito ngayon yung ating resultant free body diagram, ano? So, for x components, so ito yung ating magiging x component, resultant x, r sub x. Okay, ito yung magnitude niya, 24.5 Newton. Then, r sub y, positive ka. So, ito. So, ayun yung magnitude mo. Okay, so this is r sub y. Okay, so right triangle, then we can apply Pythagorean theorem again. Okay, so ganun lang kadali, ano? Paano mo ngayon, for example, ito. Paano mo ngayon kukunin, kung ito yung resultant mo, paano mo ngayon kukunin yung angle? Okay, so in direction. Pero bago yan, kunin natin yung resultant. So, r will be equal now to square root of r sub x squared plus r sub y squared. Okay? So, calculator ko lang ulit dito. So, yung r sub x is 24.5 squared plus 18.16 squared. So, you have now r is equal to 24.5, square root of 24.5 squared plus 18.16 squared. So that is equal to 30.5, ano? So r is equal to 30.5 Newton. So ito yung resultant. So paano ngayon kung gusto natin kunin yung direction? Okay. So using head, kung dito ka magbe-base, baka mamali ka ng direction, no? Pero obviously, ito lang din naman yan. Ito lang din yan. So if you have this length and this length, so how to get this one? The direction of theta. So theta now will be equal to, so opposite and adjacent ang given. So we have tangent theta is equal to r sub y all over r sub x. Diba? Opposite, adjacent. To solve for theta, we apply inverse tangent. So inverse tangent r sub y all over r sub x. So ganun lang pagkuha, no? Pero parang ba't mali po? Okay? So ganito kasi yan. Kapag dito ka nag-base, okay? Kapag dito mo binase, parang mali yung direction mo. Okay? Kasi nakaharap ka sa left side, ano? Pero supposedly, kung ito ang iyong r sub x, ito ang iyong r sub y, magiging tama yung direction mo. Pero same lang din ang computation. Kung ito yung theta mo, so r sub y is still your opposite and r sub x is still your adjacent side. Okay, so ganun pa rin. So maging cautious lang sa pagkuha ng direction, ano? So pakita natin 'to, ano? So madali yung naging direction niya. So ito, to solve for theta, okay, inverse tangent. So ating y component is 18.16. Then x component is 24.5. So we have theta is equal to, okay, calculator, inverse tangent 18.16 over 24.5. Okay, so that will be equal to 36.5. So 36.5 degrees. Okay, so ganun lang siya. So pakita natin, ano? Halimbawa ay sana nasundan, ano, kung paano kumuha ng direction. So halimbawa yung direction mo alanganin, pwede ka bang mamali? Pwede. Okay, halimbawa ganito siya, no? Halimbawa ang iyong resultant nandito. Paano mo ngayon kukunin, ano? Siyempre, kapag dito ka kumuha, kapag ka nasa quadrant 2 ka, ito yung makukuha mong angle. Halimbawa, may x and y component ka, di ba? You have r sub y and r sub x. Boy, kapag kaya nang ginamit mo na pagkuha, di ba, theta is equal na to tangent, inverse tangent. So, for example, this is theta. Inverse tangent ka lang dyan ng r sub y all over r sub x. Kasi tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. So, r sub y over r sub x. Di ba? Kung ito magiging angle mo or direction, mali ka. Kasi obviously, kung ang reference mo yung Cartesian plane, ito yung angle niya. Di ba? So, paano natin? Makukuha mo yung angle na to. Tama, makukuha mo gamit ito. R sub y and r sub x. Pero ang tama niyang direction is this angle. Ito yung tama niyang direction. Kung you are referring to Cartesian plane, kung ang gagawin mong angle ang kanyang direction. For example, kung nakuha mo dito ay 20 degrees, so yung theta, ano ngayon tong angle na to? Kung yung buo ay 180 at ito ay 20, so this supposedly is 160 degrees. So your resultant is at, for example, ang iyong resultant vector ay, for example, 100 Newton, so at 160 degrees. So pwedeng ganun ang sagot, ano? Pwedeng ganyan, ano? So example lang yan. So pwede rin naman, gamitin mo yung 20 degrees, kaya lang, itama mo yung notation mo, no? So pwedeng ang resultant mo ay 100 Newton, 100 Newton, 20 degrees, ano? So, north of west. Okay, so pwedeng ganon. Okay, pero, iba yung pagkakapresent ng ating resultant vector, yung kanyang direction, pero pansinin yung magnitude, same lang, ano? So, sa direction nagkakatalo, iba yung presentation, pero parehas lang yung direction na yan. Okay. So, pwede rin naman negative ang angle. So, kung makukuha mo, okay lang din. Ayos. So, sana naintindihan itong part na to sa vectors, scalar and vector. Okay? So, yun lang muna.